Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk outdoors every Saturday morning in our 754 four shows since we went on the air in August of 2001, and I was just a pup. And, of course, you heard that little voice sneak in there as he always does. He's already talked about food off the air. And then, we've talked about food a lot of times here. But
that's right.
They're all wanting my venison now that I have venison. So
yeah, well, we got a guest coming up that he has several different kinds of meats or proteins that are really, really good.
Well, we're ready. That's Ron Wong sitting in, and also, of course, Bill Cooksey, editor of the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. Greg Ratliff is our show producer on this fourth Saturday of January. And appreciate Ron setting up this next guest because I know we've had T-Roy on before, had a lot of comments, and a lot of you folks know him from the Swamp People and his partner. We should never forget your partner, right, T-Roy?
Yeah, well, you know,
Harlan, Bigfoot.
One of the things where Bigfoot, he's definitely one that likes to eat, I'll say that.
Oh, there we go. We're talking about that. But, you know, we talked to you last year. You're kicking off your rookie season last year, 2015, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
In FLW, and Ron's all fired up about this to talk fishing. But what did you learn last year, and what do you learn now as you head into this season?
Well, I'll tell you, my rookie season going in FLW, you know, of course, I'm not your typical rookie. I was 45 years old, fishing the tours as a rookie, and I kind of already knew that, you know, sometimes things are going to be a little bit different, not a little bit faster paced, and sure enough, when I got in there, I was kind of blown away by the people that I was standing around at the first meeting before the first tournament. I'm looking at Larry Nixon and Mark Rose and these guys, and I'm thinking, man, what have I got myself into? You know, I had my first tournament was at Lake Toho, which kind of really, if you say fits your wheelhouse, it's kind of how I was raised down here, fishing grass in the marsh here. I live right here on the Sabine River.
Right.
So the elites come down every year. And so I get to Toho, and of course, around here, you know, I love to bed fish, and it was set up to be a bed fishing deal, a full moon. And as practice went along, I went around and marked beds, and at the end of the practice, I had 180 beds marked for fish on them. little do I know about places other than Southeast Texas, Rayburn, Toledo, Sabine River, that they can drop the water level at the instant. And that's
really?
What happened on our off day, and I show up the first morning of the tournament trying to get to my beds, and I'm plowing into the mud with my trolling motor in the fog, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I finally figured out they had dropped the water about a foot, and it totally put me into a tailspin, and I never did really recover off of that. I felt like I felt like the little puppy that lost his way, I guess you could say, and I learned a big lesson there, and I come back in Smith Lake. I did pretty good over there. I got a good check there, and the rest of the season was really a learning curve for me, and it was more of a mental thing than an ability thing. Yeah. And going into this season, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Well, I got to tell you, you know, I've seen you just got your truck wrapped, and that's a fine looking truck you got now, ready to roll. And you know, you can't do this all by yourself. You know, you got to have some help, as you were talking about on
you do it all by yourself.
Facebook page. No, I don't. I wish I did. But a lot of these tackle companies step up and help you out, don't they?
Yes, sir. Strike King, you know, that they really, I mean, you know, here I am, a rookie coming in, and I had a really good season at the Rayovacs. I mean, I had a couple of great finishes qualifying in FLW, and I fished the Bass Opens year before last and narrowly missed the elites. And,
right.
Well, Strike King stepped up, and I mean, if it wasn't for them, I mean, we all know how anything you do, you have to have a good supporting cast behind you to be able to be successful. And
right.
Strike King took me under their wing, and there's some great people. I mean, Ron, you know, we were at the Writers Conference, and just everybody's one big family, and that really,
absolutely.
you know, in the back, when you know that you have a family supporting you, you know, you feel like you can do anything, and I'm really, really grateful to be a part of that company.
Going in 2016, T-Roy, you're going to fish the tour, FLW tour, and I'm going to see you along the way there. I'll be at some of the tournaments covering them. Are you doing any of the BASS Opens this year?
Yes, sir. I'm fishing the Central Opens. It's a similar schedule to year before last when I did real well.
Mm-hmm.
The only addition is the Atchafalaya Basin, which kind of got a little experience on that during Swamp People. I did all my filming right in that same area. So I kind of got to pre-practice the basin a little bit, and hopefully Cliff Crochet won't be too nervous when I come over there.
Well, it's kind of hard to flip a bait when you've got that jet boat you're flying around in there, you know.
That's a great story.
I've been flipping chicken leg quarters for about 31 years, so I'm going to take it up to another notch over there on the basin.
That's right. And again, we're talking to T. Roy Broussard, coming out of the Swamp People, but also a part of the Strike King family. Of course, Strike King is part of our family here at Outdoors with Larry Ray. It has been for many years. Mark Copley and all the great guys, and Alan Ransom, all of them out there at Strike King. And this guy's out of Beaumont, Texas, avid duck hunter, goose hunter.
Crab man.
Yeah, he loves that duck season.
Shrimp
Do you
man.
have you got to duck hunt any at all?
Well, I just happened to go yesterday morning.
Okay,
and,
all right.
Before that, and
Okay.
we've had a really good season this year. We've my father passed away in October, and
Yes.
the first year that my father hasn't been up for a duck season, and kind of felt like he's been in the marsh with me because we've had one of the best years on mallards that we've had, and I couldn't tell you when.
Really?
And
yeah,
I think we've killed over 70 greenheads so far this year, and up until this year we haven't shot a greenhead in the past 3 years. So I kind of feel like my dad's watching out for us, and
yes,
and we're having a great duck season this year.
Well, I know that we know where the ducks are now. I mean, where they they just flew on past us right down to you. You just you called them in for us and everything like that. And I know that the season itself. Explain a little bit to our listeners the shooting process for the Swamp People. Are you guys already through? Are you set up for the next year? How does that work?
Well, I'm no longer with Swamp People. I've gotten into this pursuing the fishing really hard.
Great.
And
Yeah.
there's only so many hours in the day, and Swamp People really took away from my commercial guided business that I had from.
There you go.
That's kind of what I did to supplement being a fireman was I take out guided hunts for.
Yeah, I forgot
gator
you're a fireman
and,
too. Yeah.
When Swamp People come around, having cameramen and everything, you couldn't do your normal thing and your normal pace. And here where I hunt, I cover 3 or 4 counties, 200
Yes.
miles a day in a truck, and it's not what you see on TV.
No, it's not. No.
I have to put my boat in, run 10 or 15 lines over here, load it back on the trailer, drive 40 miles. It's a constant deal from daylight till dark, and that's the part that they don't show is all the tough work that goes into it. They want you to see the put out the bait, pick up the bait, shoot the gator, put it in the boat, and move on.
Like a bass fishing show.
It's like a bass fishing show. It's like there's more work that goes into it. It looks like you're just doing nothing but having fun, but they do not realize that. And you can ask Bill Dance that. I mean, I've been on some trips like that. But I'm so glad that you've devoted. Now, you're 45. Is that right, T. Roy?
I'll be 46 here this year, and
so you're dedicated. You're dedicated to this, and I know losing your dad was tough, and so as you go into this year, I can tell there's a serious tone about you about trying to make something happen this year, right, Ron?
Well,
you know that. Yeah.
Yep.
I got to tell you, losing my dad was really tough. Me and my dad, we didn't mesh a lot. We had differences of opinion and this and that. But my dad was never one that really, if you did something good, it was he had this way about him that well, if it wouldn't be for me, you wouldn't have been able to do that, or that's not good enough. And
Sounds
that
like
kind of
mine.
drove me my whole life. But,
Yeah.
my dad got really sick, and when he did, we God told me it was time for us to bury the hatchet and somewhat kind of make our amends. And when I went over there, my dad, just all he wanted to do was talk about was me fishing the tour, and and I told him, I said, I just had a rough year, and I've got a 6-year-old daughter, and I'm a fireman, and I got all these things that I've got going on, and I said, I don't know if I'm gonna do it anymore. My dad said, well, he says, you can win that thing, don't you? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, your buddy went down here and he won in your backyard. And he's talking about Todd Fairclough when he won the Sabine Challenge. He said, you don't think that? He said, you don't think that could have been you? I said, well, I know it could have been me, but I don't fish for the elites. He said, well, one day you will. He said, don't quit now, and you've come too far and you never quit anything in your life. my dad, like I said, he never was one to pat me on the back. He just kind of was a stern, gave you that drive to prove him wrong, so to speak. And here he is at the end of his days. He's patting me on the back and encouraging me to keep going. So that's kind of the fire that I have in me right now. And if it wouldn't be for him and my wife supporting me, anybody tell you this ain't no joke. Getting into the professional fishing, I mean, it's a full-time job times two.
Yes,
it is tough.
And you have to work hard to you have to work really hard to get around to do the things that you normally wouldn't do. And I'm just committed to maybe him watching down, seeing him lift the trophy up over my head this year. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Wow, would that not be? Well, no matter what you do this year, T-Roy, I know that a lot of folks are pulling for you. Your name is out there, but at the same time, you're part of the Strike King family. They stick with you thick and thin, and I know that and everything. Yeah. And we want to wish you nothing but success. And, buddy, we're going to be staying in touch with you, okay? Can we hook up with him, Ron?
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
let's we'd love to talk with you throughout the year, see how you're doing. And also, when I see you later on this year at the media conference, maybe it'll have to be a big bass instead of an alligator cake.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I tell you what, either way, as long as it tastes as good as that last one did, I don't care.
Yeah, Ron has cake connections, that's for sure. Well, thank you, buddy. Have a great 2016, and we'll stay in touch. And Outdoors with Larry Ray is all for you, all right?
We'll see you down the road.
It, guys.
All right, have a good one. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.